This week on the show, we have creator of MGSCON, ItsAmandaLemon. For more info about MGSCon, check out mgscon.com. And if you're enjoying the show and want to help support it, make sure to check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Kojima Freak. Hey, I'm Fingers.
Yo, it's Apache Smash.
Hey everyone, this is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency. Speaking of laptops, I'm going to have to figure out something for MGSCon because I realized my personal MacBook has a broken screen.
Oh no.
And my main sort of daily driver, apart from my desktop, is my work MacBook. And I cannot really bring that. Yeah.
That's a gamble.
Oh, it's a huge gamble, considering who I work for. Would not be good.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, if I used my work laptop for anything like that, I mean, that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
So I got to figure something out. And like you were saying, Fingers, like the internet there is not great, apparently, or
I just know that convention centers in general have shitty, like at Galaxy Con this past weekend, like everybody in there had like zero signal. It was so weird.
yeah.
Oh man.
But just, I guess, like certain just materials just block that shit. Like,
Well, I mean, are you talking about like cellular, or are you talking about like convention Wi-Fi or hotel Wi-Fi or
like
what?
I didn't have any like Wi-Fi to connect to, but just it blocked all cellular and just internet and everything. It was just
Oh man.
nothing was working.
That sucks.
Because like I've got to figure out. I was thinking like if I could just use Parsec to remote into my home PC and just have it that way and get a low power computer. But if the bandwidth is going to be just terrible, then that's not going to fly. And I need to at least have something that can run, like PCSX2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be the hotel Wi-Fi, so I don't know if they're used to having. I mean, they have weddings and stuff there, so I'm assuming, but I don't know.
Yeah, weddings don't really have huge bandwidth draws.
That's true.
I'm gonna be pulling them gigabits.
That's true. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
streaming a game. Like, I mean, you won't need to have like the best necessary like input lag type situation. Like
I
you'll
guess.
be all right with modding. Like, I mean, you're just going around shooting a couple of guards and then be like, okay. And if they see you, you can just clip out of the fucking walls and run around like you normally do.
Yeah, but I don't even want to risk it. Like if it's not going to be reliable.
Yeah.
So I need something. And I've been looking at like like mini PCs, or possibly just fixing the screen on my old MacBook, but I'm not even sure how well it would run because of how old it is. Like a mid 2014 MacBook Pro, so it's getting up there, like 10 years old.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like every 2 years, you're like, well, need a new MacBook Pro.
Yep. I mean, it lasted forever. I mean, it still works great. It's just not going to run any of this stuff. Like, I hate it because my work MacBook is an M1 Max.
Oh, yeah.
And it flies.
Yeah, that's mine. It's not M1 Max, I don't think. It's just M1, but the stuff I can do, I'm like running Premiere and Photoshop and
Right?
Lightroom and all this crap at one time.
And it
it's,
doesn't
like,
even
flying.
flinch. Yeah.
No, but the
Yeah.
same thing. I have like a 2015 MacBook Pro that was a work computer that like got peed on by my cat, and they were just like, just
Oh,
take it. We don't
no.
want it. And so we used to call it PP or Cat PP City laptop. But and it finally just like the last couple years, I would still try to like edit in it, and it was just not having it. It was just
Yeah.
done. So
I use mine for development, and
oh man.
I can run like 5 or seriously, I think at one point I had 6 different iOS simulators running simultaneously and 6 builds of a program running simultaneously, and they were all just like, it was barely hitting the CPU.
Oh my god, that's insane.
It's so fast.
But your 2014 would just like crash and die probably.
I could barely run OBS on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even going to be good for an OBS machine at this point.
Oh no.
I tried, that MGS4 thing I showed you, I tried to run it.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't having it.
Oh man. It
So,
sucks.
I got to figure something out.
Yeah. I know, it's a whole thing. Everyone's trying to figure out, like, logistics now. We're just like, "Wait,
Mhm.
how am I gonna make this happen?" So,
MGSCon got very real very fast.
it really did.
Yeah.
It's great.
Which congratulations. Holy shit, you pulled it off. Like you got the thing funded. Like that's quite the achievement by itself. I mean, that's awesome.
We pulled it off. I keep saying everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Amanda," and I'm like, "This was a freaking group effort, okay?" Like, my life, like, everything hit the fan the last week. I got
Yeah.
sick, like, my friend needed my help, like, all like, work hit me really hard and, like, these crazy deadlines, and so I feel like everyone else just, like, rose to the occasion the last week, like, it was so awesome. Like, just ran like, when you guys streamed and stuff, I was like, "Oh my god, they're out here doing it," like, oh my god, it was so exciting. It was literally like New Year's Eve or something, it was crazy.
DRK was going for like what, 24 hours on Outer Heaven?
He went for like 32. I was like, "Go to sleep,
Jeez.
you're a
That
madman."
man can. Whew, I tell you.
You can stream some Metal Gear.
I was talking to him in private a little bit during that, and like, I don't know how he does it. Man, he really is a machine.
Yeah, there's been times where, like, I'll catch him and then he's, like, on Discord. I think it was that during that stream, and he's, like, on Discord talking to us, and I'm like, "How are you doing all of
Oh
this?"
yeah,
He's like, "There's a cutscene."
cutscene. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what he said to me.
Yeah, that game's got a few cutscenes.
Yeah, he's like, "Cutscene." I'm like, "But still," like and then he's still, like, responding to, like, viewers and stuff, and I'm like, "I don't know how." Like, my attention span could never.
There was one time where I accidentally turned on safe mode on his stream, and like everybody was trying to curse, but they couldn't. And he was like, "What
Oh,
the fuck is
no.
going on?" And I was like, why did you make me a mod?"
Everything's just asterisk, 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 the whole thing.
It was like Days approve this, Days approve this comment, Days approve this comment.
Oh,
I
jeez.
thought it was
No.
turning on safe mode for my stream, but no.
Oh my gosh. No. That must have been a lot.
Now that you've made it though, like, what's the next step? What do you have to do to get sort of the ball rolling to the next phase of getting this to happen?
I mean, the next step is I gotta wait for it to hit the bank account. So I guess it can take up to 2 weeks. So for me to, like, book particular things and or people, let's say, stuff like that, I've just gotta kinda be patient because, I think they're just checking to make sure all the stuff went through. Because some are
Yeah.
obviously not going to or, like, credit card number maybe got messed up or something, so, it says it could take up to 14 days, but I'm already I've been making the jokes about me sliding in people's DMs and stuff, but I've been, like, sliding in them DMs for, like, 7 months straight, so I just continuing. It looks like I'm not doing anything right now because I'm not posting anything, but I'm doing stuff behind the scenes.
Like you said, logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the logistics. Yeah, I mean, I just talked to the hotel lady yesterday, paid the second deposit, so we're feeling good, everything's good with that, and, yeah, a lot of, I mean, exciting stuff. I just also am kind of holding off on posting, at least on like social media, until because people keep asking me about how to get tickets. And I'm like, I got to set that up first before I start, rolling stuff out. And people are like, oh, cool, I want to go. And I'm like, well, you got to wait until I
Yeah.
can get the tickets going again. So,
That's smart to have it already set up.
yeah, I want to do the best option with ticket services and stuff. I just have been looking into that. So, yeah. Fun logistics.
There's definitely a whole lot to it. I mean, conventions just by themselves are pretty wild to pull off, and to have it like themed around Metal Gear Solid, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Got hopefully all of us coming up there, and we'll make it as fun as we can. We'll be playing some
I know.
music, and hopefully get some panels and stuff going. And I've seen you guys talking in the Discord, just like shouting out different ideas for events and fun things to do at the con. So
Yeah, it's super exciting.
I will do my best to say sober and orderly, but no promises.
Oh god. We're gonna drag you out. DRK's already said we're gonna have to drag him out. So, we're gonna have to hog tie some people and get you guys out of there. Liquid courage helps. No, I'm super excited.
There you go. Have a drink menu that should be on it.
Oh my god, I love it. I know, I wish we had like our own little bar area we could have there. I mean, we could, but it would be like a whole extra thing. But it would be super fun to have like Metal Gear themed drinks.
liquid.
Just liquid. It's just a water bar, just
Yeah.
liquid. You just put a water cooler in the corner, and then everyone who's dressed up as Snake just walks up to it and says, "Liquid."
There was when we were at MagFest that Sunday, that like Hangover Sunday, there was somebody in a monster truck. Not like a monster truck, like a gravedigger type deal, like a monster truck, like they had a truck full of Monster with a Monster logo,
Oh wow.
and they were passing it out. Maybe we could get those folks.
Right? I know. People are gonna need something.
I don't know. I heard that the monster logo is actually a reference to the devil. So I don't know if you wanna go flirting with that kind of danger.
Not at Amanda's Good Christian Con.
We're definitely in Death Stranding territory if we get Monster to be like a sponsor.
Oh
so.
my gosh, that would be so great.
Somebody just shows up dressed as Sam.
Like, where the hell am I?
I'm in the wrong
We're gonna get
convention. How did I get here?
We're gonna get crashed by 2 Zone of the Enders cosplayers.
I already know somebody that's saying they're gonna come as a Snatcher cosplayer. So
That's
Nice.
awesome.
yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun to see. I'm so excited about that. And there's so many fun things. I'm just so excited about everything. There's obviously like the humongous stress on top of me at the moment too, but the excitement and like the ideas and seeing what everybody wants to see is super exciting.
I mean, speaking of, what sort of put the idea into your head to go for this, to begin with?
I like pain.
The pain.
Just kidding. Honestly, I was made like a little video about it when I was trying to launch this thing because I was like, people are like, what is this? Who is this person? Like, what is going on? But just the last couple years with the Twitter community, at least, that's kind of like I feel like where I've been. I've been on YouTube for like 10 years, but I have, not a following or anything. And I finally like felt like I found the Metal Gear community on Twitter and like with Shane's Spaces and seeing the activity there and just like everybody coming together. Like I credit Shane so much for that because it was just like all of a sudden I was like, there's a community of us because my entire life I only knew like my brother was a fan because I forced him to be a fan from childhood. And then like one person I met when I was 25 at this company I worked for. We worked together and I don't know, obviously I bring up Metal Gear to whoever wants to hear me talk about video games. And he was like, "Oh, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan." I was like, "Oh my God, like I found my person." And so like he was the only person I could talk to about it. And so we went to like the orchestra in like 2019 and everything. And it was super cool. But I finally was like, oh my God, there's a community like on Twitter. And I felt like I hadn't really found that on YouTube or any other like social media, really, even though obviously now I know they're there. But and I was like, let's freaking do something to like bring this community together because it was really awesome, like meeting everybody, like you guys, obviously. And Shane had a Spaces and David Hayter, you know how he just likes to pop in there, was in there. And that was like one of the first times like I'd ever seen him in one. And I was just like, oh my God, David Hayter's in here. And so I like requested, she was like doing questions at the end. And so I requested to speak. And then she like let me in right away. And I was so not prepared. I was like, she's like, he's like, yeah, what's your question, Amanda Lemon? And I was like, first off, I'm dying. Like, this is like fangirling, like hardcore. I'm not gonna lie. And then I was like, what am I gonna ask him?
Didn't he do like a 30 Rock impression? Right when he
Oh
came
my
in?
God. Right? I mean, a lemon in my It's Amanda Lemon's a 30 Rock thing,
Yeah.
actually, so it fits. But yeah, and I ended up asking him, I was like, what do you think about like a Metal Gear convention? Like, I don't know where, I just pulled that out of my ass, basically. And he was like, you guys should do it. You guys deserve it. Like, I'm surprised there hasn't been one or something to that effect. And I was just like, yes. So it was like since then,
And the clouds parted and light came down upon you. And that light was
it really
destiny.
was like the fire was like lit. And then I was like, that'd be really cool, but that's a whole thing. I don't know anything about this. Like, I don't come from a background of event planning. So I spent like, I don't even know when that was, years ago. I think I've had a whole kid since then. Like, was pregnant, had a kid from like when this started.
That's how adults
And,
measure time.
right? I'm like, I don't even think she was born yet. And so I just started doing crazy research and like getting my hands on every how to start a convention for dummies handbook kind of I could get my hands on, and reached out to some people that started these little niche conventions and talked to them, and now we're here somehow.
One thing you said, I think a long time ago too, is like you also watched a lot of the documentaries and stuff about like shitty cons and like stuff to like and festivals and like things to avoid and things not
Yep.
to do. So like you're wary of like, a lot of like the big pitfalls, which is,
Yeah.
definitely good to
For
be.
sure. Like my brother was always into like internet historian a lot. I don't know, maybe I'm too old. I've never watched their videos until like I told him I was like, I want to start a convention. He's like, oh God, DashCon. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't even know what DashCon was. Like clearly I knew like Firefest and all that stuff from like Netflix documentaries and TanaCon from YouTube and stuff. But yeah, went down the rabbit hole and I was like, well, duh, these things didn't work out. These people didn't plan accordingly, so of course they're gonna fail, you know? Except for maybe, like, Rainforest, because that just seems like that was the guess, but, you know.
Rainforest was just people acting like they ain't got no sense. Like that was
Yeah.
man, I want to rewatch that.
Everyone's gonna go Google Rainforest right now. It's a
Good.
fun watch. Highly recommend.
Well, and don't you also have like professional experience like related not necessarily to cons, but sort of that project planning experience?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, my background is I think I put it on the Kickstarter bio or something because I was like, people are gonna be like, "Who is this random person who's doing this?" But, yeah, I've been in the entertainment industry for, like, 13 years full time, and, I have to plan shoots. We have to plan, you have a lot of moving parts to a video shoot. You have a lot of moving parts to a photo shoot. Um, it's not exactly event planning, but I also have a lot of, being in the industry that I'm in, and for this particular company I used to work for, like, it was events all the time. So I have a lot of people who I can be like, "I need you to help me day of run this," or, pick up people from the airport or guests or, a lot of really, really talented people that do this kind of stuff to kinda tap into. But, yeah, planning's a whole thing with shoots, so I feel like at least I've got that under my belt as well, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a big part, and just the other huge part of everything is just like money. It's like, all right, cool, yeah, great, 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 but let's get this thing funded. And that was crazy watching that all climb up.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like you said, the community really like came together and kind of lifted it up there, especially in that last week there. It shot up. I think everybody kind of
Yeah.
realized like, oh no, this is like halfway there. Like we can make this happen.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Because I know, like, probably the midway through, I think I told you guys, I was like, I may have injected a little bit of money to just, get the number up enough where people are like, "Oh, shit, there's, like, a chance for this happening," and, like, to kind of get people going. But that Wednesday of the last week, I was like I think I was telling you Fingers, I was like, "Oh, it's bad, man. This is not looking good." I
yeah,
was like, "How much more I don't wanna put more money in." So then it was kind of like that conversation where it was like, "Okay, well, do I let it fail?" And then we start from scratch, but then do we I had, like, 3 days to get the deposit in after the Kickstarter started. So I was like, "So if this ends up not happening, I'm out more money." So it was
yeah.
oh my god, it was a stressful couple days, and then I was, like, at Nintendo World on Thursday for my son's birthday, and I'm just, like, in line looking at my phone like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
Chef Toad's trying to get your attention.
Oh my god, it was yeah, it was such a trip. It was awesome.
And then when it hit, did you just like take a sigh of relief or
Yeah, I was working because, like I said, these deadlines kinda came out of nowhere, and they were like, "We need this now." And I'm like, "Oh, crap." I'm literally in, like, the craziest day of my life, and I have to, like, stop what I'm doing and, like, dive into this edit really quick because I do video editing as, like, my full-time job, and, and so I think I went off for, like, 20 minutes, but it was going up, like, it was going, 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 and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome," like, if I need to, it's only gonna be a little bit of money I'll inject to, like, get us over. But there was no way in my head for that, like, half an hour I was gone. I think we hit while I was working, So that I came back and I just see my Discords blowing up and like I was like, oh my God, like I can't believe it was awesome. It was a crazy, crazy experience.
Yeah, the Discord went wild when it hit the 15K. I was just like, let's go! Like, yeah, it blew up for sure.
It was so cool. And then I was like going in other Discords from like other Metal Gear communities and people in like the other one. Like I think you guys had some here, and there was some at like DRKs, and there was some at who else was it? But I was just like, oh my God, everybody's like coming together for this, and it's really awesome. Super awesome to see.
Yeah, I think everybody's really excited. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
It's been really hard to sort of centralize fans ever since social media sort of took over. It used to be, there were fan sites and generally you kind of knew where to go.
Mhm.
And then social media just sort of wiped the slate clean and just split everybody up. So like you've got, sort of a Metal Gear circle on YouTube, a Metal Gear circle on Twitter, et cetera, but nowhere really centralized. So like this is the first thing I've seen in a while that actually sort of tries to pull everybody together from all of those sort of detached, venues, I guess you could say.
Yeah, for sure. Like I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, post to the Reddit and all this stuff." And I'm like, I don't know." I was like, it's not really working so well over there, but it's just so funny. Like I wasn't posting, but other people were. And so I was like kind of like, Reddit's a lost cause. I don't know. I don't think they're
A bunch of
interested in it.
haters
A
over
little
there.
little cynical over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
Which I'm
if
like,
any of you are listening, just, give it a shot. It
Yeah.
doesn't hurt to be a little optimistic.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I've been posting that Reddit forever and have no bad experiences until, a couple people were, jokes, and that's fine. No big deal. But yeah, but even like I was seeing other fans like reach out on Reddit and be like, this is happening. And I'm like, oh, that's super cool. So it's kind of like you said, it's kind of bridged a little bit, I think, from all the different communities, which is really fun.
As for the actual day of the convention, now that's going to be on July 15th.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Saturday.
Yep.
It's a Saturday. And
Yep.
I know it's still very early and you're still sort of organizing guests and events and things like that, but are there any events that will be taking place there or panels or anything of that nature you can talk about?
I mean, yeah, like you said, I'm still like it's so funny because it's going to be here in the blink of an eye. So then that's where I'm like, oh my God, programming, we need to sort out. But definitely going to be having a music panel with some composers. I actually talked to another composer today. We'll see. I don't want to name names because, yeah, unless they're confirmed, like Daniel James is confirmed. Tyson will be there. He sang on Metal Gear Rising. And look, a couple other people hopefully will get. So just, I know for a fact there's going to be at least a music panel about the music of Metal Gear. And then a Nitroid panel. Just to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no pressure.
And yeah, no pressure. And then a voice actor panel is the goal. I can't, gotta wait for that cash to hit.
Yeah,
in the bank.
that'll be the hard one, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Fingers. I'm always bitching to Fingers about everything. Fingers is from the beginning. I don't know why. Like he was just always online. I was like, Fingers, you're my like soundboard at this point. I'm just like throwing shit, and he tells me, "Does this make sense? Is this stupid or whatever?" So he knows where I'm going with that stuff. But
Yeah.
so hopefully that'll be really fun when that figures out, and then we'll have a content creator panel of people like DRK will be there, Young, and some other creators trying to, now that this thing's happening, I think it's going to be easier to be like, we're not doing a Kickstarter. It's done. It's funded. This is happening. Because before, I'm like sliding into everybody's emails and I'm like, but we're going to Kickstart. So like, I don't want to, I want to be transparent enough where it's like, I can't pay you anything right now or, whatever. But also like, I don't want to be like, this event's 100% happening. Book yourself. And then if it doesn't happen, now you're out of a day of work, possibly, So
Yeah.
that's been, I think it's like a double-edged sword because the Kickstarter has protected me and it protects the guests. and then it also keeps me from confirming people, so it's a little double-edged sword. But now that the dust is settled and it's going, I think it should be easier to hopefully confirm some peeps.
Yeah, and you've announced that, a few more, like, the certain cosplayers and artists and stuff that'll be there, and there's going to be tons more than like just the voice actor side of it. So that's what's really cool. This is really showing off like the community side of it, and that's what I think is like really cool about just Metal Gear. There's so many talented people, like whatever the medium is, like just people are just killing it, and that's another part of it too. You've got a lot of some of these people coming in, through the digital pass thing that you're doing. What's that? The Kernel tier, I think you ended up calling it.
Yeah, I was so mad because Metal Gear D was like, "Oh, the VR tier," and I was like, "God dang it, why did I think of that?" I was so mad. I was like, "Dang, this is why I need to throw stuff at people," because to be honest, until when did I launch that Discord finally? Remember, I've been sitting on it fingers for like 4 months or
Yeah.
something crazy because I don't know how to freaking Discord because I'm like 90 years old. And finally, like seeing all the people like giving ideas. Not I don't want to make people feel left out because people are in the Discord unless they're like helping with the event. So it's like this kind of weird thing. But it's been really like cool to like see people's ideas because I'm talking to my husband. My husband, he's like he likes Metal Gear, I guess, through me because he has to.
Yeah, it sounds
But
like my
he's
wife.
Because he has to.
yeah, exactly. Like I made him play 2, and I don't even think he played 3, but I made him play 4. Like I just forced him basically to play, and he's like, "Yeah, it's cool." Like I got him to let me do Quiet's theme as I walk down the aisle, so he's obviously cool with it. But like at the same time, he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like he's not on the creative side of things. He's like a sales guy and like numbers and stuff. So we're like polar opposites with that. And so it's been a lot of like just making decisions myself, which I hate doing. So it's really, really nice to be able to like get the community involved and all of you guys. I'm loving it. What that was not the question. I just went on a tangent.
We were more talking about like just the live stream side of it, like the digital pass, and just like how
Yes.
that's gonna go. And we got like Funny West, calling in, and
Yeah, I'm
Solid
so excited.
JJ, and yeah.
With the virtual pass, the kernel, I guess, side of it, what like how do you envision that working? I mean, obviously you're going to have the panels themselves broadcast, but from like the moment to moment thing, how do you sort of see that working?
Yeah, well, I don't I'm trying not to name drop people because I haven't like solidly
Sure, sure.
figured things out yet, but I'm definitely talking to somebody that says that they have done cons before and done streaming for like multiple panels, like people that actually like have done this and it's for conventions and like this is like part of their real job. So, but yeah, I envision it being because like at first I wasn't even going to worry about that because like there's additional money and all this other stuff that goes into when you're live streaming something and like clearly like it's a whole nother beast to do that and like have people watching and being able to like feel like they're part of the event um and chat and all that stuff. But it was just like I kept getting messages through all the socials and it was like, "Are you gonna stream this? Are you gonna stream this? I can't go." Like people from Spain, like people all over the world, obviously, are like just there's Metal Gear fans everywhere. And so I was like, I think I have to like figure this streaming thing out because I want everybody to feel like they can be a part of it. And it would suck, for this to be like a one-off or something and you just gotta watch, like, the recap video later, like, you wanna feel like you're part of it even though you're on the other side of the world or something, so, in my head, I've been reaching out to people that I know can't go because they've shared it with me, and I already was, like, asking them, like, "Oh, is there any way you're gonna be in LA in July?" Or, "Do you have any plans to visit the West Coast? Is there any way we can kinda work this out?" And people are like, "Well, sorry, no," but I'm like, "But there's such a big part of this community,
Yeah.
that I think it'd be really fun to kind of we'll have to figure it out, just like programming of, time slots almost of all these different people that can come in and kinda be like not putting people to work of like, "You need to do commentary now," or something, but to be able to interact with the chat and like, kind of be part of it. And part of it also is like a virtual panel is what would be awesome. So that it could be a panel of creators. That's pretty much what I'm starting with. Maybe we could do a voice actor panel that's, virtual or something as well. But and be able to project it at the event as well. So it's like this kind of like crazy crossover between I don't want it to just be a camera in the corner, like you're
Yeah.
here.
Right, right.
Here's the panel. Like I want it to be one of those kind of live streamer, like TwitchCon and all those people running around with their cameras and they're live streaming and stuff. I want it to be like that, but still be able to get everything. So it's going to be a whole logistical thing that these logistics, but I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, you could kind of just alternate like the live programming and the virtual programming. Like, it could kind of be like as you're setting up for the next thing, like it could be a virtual thing, and then it would just switch over to that feed, and then you could go back to the live at MGSCon feed. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, I think it'd be super awesome. Or even people, for panels having like a queue of questions for the people that are there digitally as well. Because like how many times are you watching a live stream and it's like, oh, this is really cool, but you're just talking amongst yourselves in the chat. You're not gonna be able to interact with anybody in real life unless somebody walks by or, something like that. So it's kind of I want to integrate where it's like they can ask panel questions and obviously we're gonna have to do a limit, figure out that logistical nightmare. But yeah, I want it to be a crossover.
Yeah, you can probably just have like a moderator like reading off those like selected questions from chat, and then that'd be a
Yeah.
good way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Because right now we have 50 kernel tier members, and that's not including the people that just went and got the like standard MGSCon badge, and then maybe they're not gonna be able to make it, and then we'll honor that as, a digital pass. So
So this will probably be on some type of private site instead of like Twitch where like anybody can come and watch it.
yeah, that's
Gotcha.
at least to be able to talk in the chat and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's gonna be a whole nother thing as well.
And then later it could always be like posted somewhere else, like after the fact too. Like
Yeah,
as
for
as like an
sure.
archive, like for the public to kind of see the people that couldn't make it at all or couldn't afford the passes.
No, we're copyright striking all that. Y'all need to
Aw,
pay.
shit. Pay up.
Just kidding. No, no, totally. I think it'd be really fun. But yeah, I have a meeting with this guy hopefully soon so I can figure out, these are all big dreams right now, but I need to make sure on paper it makes sense and is possible and all that. So, that's the goal.
Are you kind of envisioning this as a one-off, or is it something where you'd want to do another one at some point if it's successful? I mean, like what are you sort of thinking beyond this if it does well?
I mean, I didn't know if this was even gonna happen until last week, so I was just like, one, no, I'm not saying it's a one and done, perhaps, like for sure or anything, but I was just like, let's get through this and then see, because like,
So ZoeCon
yeah.
2024?
Oh God.
I mean, I think this is one of those scenarios where, like, if it is, if it's successful and everybody sees it as a good time, like, people will want to do it again. And, like, that's how
Yeah.
you get these things to, just word of mouth and just people that were there, like, hell yeah, that was a good time. Do it again. And that just attracts more attention.
Once you have that proof of concept, that success, yeah.
Yeah.
you
That's
can-
the
Yeah.
toughest part about any first year con is just showing people, like, hey, all right, yeah, exactly. Here's this proof of concept. Do you want to keep doing it? It's just-
Yeah, it wasn't the
Right.
worst time ever. No one died or,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and especially now, because a couple months ago, I was like, "What am I doing? Like, I'm doing all of this by myself." But that's also partially because I was so like I didn't want to bother people. I don't know. I have like a problem. I bother people, but then I don't want to like put too much on other people's plate, so I just put it on my plate. And then I'm like, well, now I'm doing all of this literally by myself, and that's not really feasible. So now I feel like I have people that are like, what can I do? Like you guys have been awesome too. But, what can I do? I do this for a living. Like, police officers, like, I'll do security. I'm like, hell yeah, this is all like, I thought
Yeah.
I'd hire
Nice.
security. Yeah, or like some, people are like, I'm an MD in real life. Like I have like I can do stuff to help with this event. So knowing it's
That's
not
two good
just
things we probably need. Yeah, some security and somebody like a medic. Like, yeah, just in case somebody
yeah,
parties a little too hard. Like, yeah, that's good things to
yeah,
have.
Medic!
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I feel a lot more hopeful, now that I have people who I can rely on.
Yeah, you got to
So
delegate with something this big. I mean, it's such a huge thing to take on and by yourself.
yeah.
Like, geez,
Yeah.
it's a
I
lot.
know. Well, that's why I was like, I had my list of like hopeful, like delegate to people list. And then it was finally like, now it's becoming real. I'm like, okay, I gotta start. I can't do all of this by myself, obviously, and I don't want to. So let's get this stuff going. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. People are pretty awesome. So I'm lucky.
I'm looking on the website under the event space where you've
Yeah.
got the map of the
Mhm.
convention and where everything's at. Did you intentionally sort of draw that to look like the Soliton radar?
Fuck. I wish I did. I literally just No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, that was it.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that totally planned that completely. I'm a genius. No, when you book the venue, they sent me all the stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I just wanna, like, make it easier to see, like, where we are, like, what section we're in." I don't know, I feel like other conventions have done that, like, the amount of other convention sites that I've looked at is, like, probably it's out of this world, like, how many, I've been looking at, and so I was like, "Oh, this will be easy because we're just, like, in this little section," but that's so funny. I wish I thought of that.
God, that would make a cool app though. You download it when you get to the con, and you have to
Yeah.
tell it, yeah, it's okay to use my location, but then it shows you and everyone else like
A
on
little
the
dot.
Soliton radar was the dots with the cones based on which direction they're moving.
I love it, and the guests are red or something,
Yeah.
like
Oh man, yeah, you could. Yeah, you did. I mean, it would be logistically very complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have login accounts, and certain guests would show up as like, they're picking up as a green dot, or
Oh
yeah,
my
man.
I
God.
feel like that's doable. Like I've been to conventions where like
Oh, it is. It is.
the badge that they give you is like a goddamn computer chip with 2 AA batteries. And they're like, all right, man, walk around and just like go tap it on stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely doable.
I mean,
All
just
right,
from an
who
app
we need to
standpoint, I
find
could do it.
somebody. I was gonna
I mean,
say
I
we
could
need to
do it.
find
That's
somebody to
literally
make
my
this app.
my job is literally doing stuff like that. So
Oh, thanks for
it would just.
volunteering.
Oh no! I mean,
Oh,
that's
Nitroid, thanks.
It's God, yeah. What have I done? It would be a pretty big undertaking. Probably not
Yeah.
doable in the time before the con without lack of sleep. But
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't just
my
whip
God,
up
that would
an
be
app in
funny.
4 months.
Oh yeah, totally. I hit the create app button and the Metal Gear Solid radar template, and
Yeah, you just plug in the
build.
colors.
there you go. It's done.
Boom.
It's like game
Oh my
design.
God,
It's like
that'd be
no
so
effort.
cool. Yeah. No effort. Totally. Oh man. I know there's so much fun. There's so many fun things we can do. Like
I just love
so
that you've got
exciting.
Maddie's little characters strewn throughout the page.
I was just about to say that. God damn it. I was like, I love that just anywhere that you click on this site, oh, that's Raspberry, is just her little snake doodle is just sitting there chilling, peeking at what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel like it was so long. I don't even know when I launched this site. It was probably like June of last year, probably. And I was like, it's boring. Like it needs something. And like I was like, I'm still obsessed with Maddie. But I was like, I feel like it was just when she started really getting into the Metal Gear stuff, I feel like at that point. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she'll like let me commission some doodles for her and let me use them on the website. And she was super cool. And yeah, totally. I love them.
It's great too. Like when you just like first open the website, you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then just boop,
Oh my
The
god,
snake
I
head is,
literally
like, the animation of it makes it so great.
I like put him I was like, where do I, trying to figure out where to put him and all this stuff. And then when I realized I was like I could do that animation there, I was like, oh my god. And I sent her an email. I was like, look at how cute this is. Like, so funny. It's such like a childish thing, but I just love it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. He's a sneaky snake.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can answer this. So this is get your bingo sheet out because I'm going to say it. Fingers cut this out if not. Have you gotten any sort of
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm coming to California. I've been to California before, but not to LA. So it'll be my
Oh,
first time there. I've
experience.
been to a place really similar to LA. It's called Needles. Have you been there?
No,
It's
I
in,
think we
it's in
talked about
California.
this.
isn't that the guy from Back to the Future?
There's parts of LA that could be considered Needles, California.
It's like Nevada, but for some reason it's in California.
For some reason. California is a very interesting place. We got all kinds of stuff, everything. Any climate you want.
I've been twice and I still don't feel like I've been there, though. To be fair, it was both times to E3 and I saw like about 3 square blocks of it.
Yeah. And E3, the convention center is not in the best place either.
I only know about it from rap music, so I know it knows how to party.
Oh yeah. The Tupac song, that's us. That's us 100%. I mean, we're definitely having a program, and it's still very much lot of things to be able to fill in there. So
I'm just as excited for the program as I am for the. Maybe it's just me getting old. I'm just as excited for the program as I am for the actual con. It's like community,
it's fun.
meeting people on the internet. Number 1, 2, convention and or program.
Yes.
3, seeing LA.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I always I still have all my lanyards from E3 or whatever events. And I'm
Yep.
just they
Same.
cherish them like my little I don't know. I need to find a place to put them in my nerd corner and display them. Because it's just I don't know, it's fun. That's why I want to get some cool lanyards. That's why I'm hoping I'm deep in the budgeting stage right now. I've obviously budgeted things in theory, but now that things are rolling and getting prices for specific things, and obviously having numbers is going to help because before it's well, how many lanyards do you need? I don't know. I could need 100 or I could need 500.
Yeah.
Right.
So now that things are becoming, now I have the numbers in front of me, at least the Kickstarter numbers, but it's a whole nother thing to get the, once I start selling more capacity and all that. So we'll see.
What
It's
is the
fun.
max capacity for that area? Or for that
900
that venue?
906. So it's a big space, and then it can sit 400 in the theater, the panel theater. So that's also part of it too. It's well, how many people are going to want to go to the event and not be able to have a seat in the theater?
Right.
So, because I mean when the lady told me, she's I explained to her what I wanted to do, and she's like, well, we could do this many seats, we could do this many seats. She's like, we can do up to 400 seats in this region that you want to do it in. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. That is way wishful thinking. And now I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, I don't know. Who knows? So it's pretty exciting.
Gosh, this will be the first convention I've been to and probably I don't know. The last one I went to was Dragon Con, and I don't even remember how long ago that was.
Ooh, Dragon
I mean, you
Con.
can look at things with pre and post.
Fox diet.
Was it pre
Fox diet.
post?
Fox diet.
It was pre, yeah. Pre was just
Yeah.
just swarms of people.
Yeah. I know. Well, this was my first last night, my first concert I've gone to since before
Fox diet.
And I was like, this is weird. Or even Nintendo World when we went, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah, it's all starting to come back. GalaxyCon was packed this past weekend. It was shoulder to shoulder for and standing room only in certain panels and stuff. So John Cleese, it was there was no seats available. So
Yeah.
I think people are slowly shifting back into like, okay, this is fine. Like, so we should be all good.
I also went to a con this year. I went to a MagFest with a fucking nerd who shall not be named.
Some nerd.
Yeah, MagFest was something else. See, like
Yeah, how was
I'm
it?
so prepared for MGSCon because like I've already traveled to America for a convention. I know what it's like. Get 3 different planes, travel for 28 hours, get robbed in New York. You know, it's fine.
You've seen the raw
Jesus.
edge of it, so
Oh man. Well, Days, you're gonna be like really busy, aren't you?
yeah, I was explaining this to some friends yesterday when we went out, but it's like my July is gonna be, MGSCon, and then 2 weeks later FanFest, and I'm trying to figure out the budget for this shit. I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be hard,
Yeah.
but it'll certainly be a summer if I can pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. And I know somebody was mentioning to me, they're like, "Oh, Anime Fest is like the week before."
Anime
think, or something.
Expo?
Oh, Anime Expo.
Yeah, that's right
probably
down
what
the
it was.
road, isn't it?
Yeah, because I hit up this artist I found, and their stuff's super cool, and I was like, "Oh, it'd be so awesome! Like, their stuff's really fun." And he was just blatantly like, that's the week after. I don't think I'm gonna have anything left." So I'm like, dang it. But who knows? I
Could
can
be
try to
intense.
convince him.
Do it.
Just keep bugging people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard when people are like, when am I going to be out there for 2 weeks? That's a lot. Unless you have somebody's couch to, crash on, then that's a different scenario. But yeah, I live in Orange County. I'm a little far, but someone needs a couch. I have a husky and 3 cats.
Nice.
True Metal Gear fan there.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of Metal Gear girls, I feel like, that have huskies, and I'm like, it just kind of makes sense,
Those are great dogs that just love to run away.
I'm lucky. I have the world's laziest husky, so.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a husky, you may as well have a kid, but about the same attention needs. Just have a
For
fucking
real.
kid.
Yeah, basically.
Cats are the future.
Or just have like 50 of them, and just go full Solid Snake.
Oh my god, Maddie's snake in Alaska. Doodles of him with his 50 dogs are like some of my favorites. He's like eating dog food with them. They're so good. I need to hang one up on my wall.
I was thinking of getting one as a tattoo. Probably not the eating dog food one, but one of the drawings. I like so many of them.
Honestly, that did come across my mind. Like, they're so awesome. Like, I say do it. I'll be your bad influence. Do it.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, I don't care.
Well, you already have MGS2 on you, right?
Yeah, and 3 as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's really bad though. That's why I never posted it anywhere. I got it when I was 18. It's horrendous.
I need pictures of it.
They got
No,
that
it's so
removal
bad.
stuff you can use now.
Nah, fuck it. I mean, it's part of me, right? I don't care. But I just
attitude.
wouldn't post. I just wouldn't post it anywhere either.
All right. Well, I expect a DM of this picture.
This is the thing. I mean, I'm past that stage now. But if you get a like tattoo like on your arm, like that's covered by a t-shirt, every time you take your clothes off in the presence of someone, the conversation comes up about what it is, and it kind of interrupts the mood that you have to explain what Metal Gear Solid is. So
that's not the mood setter.
You have just made the best argument for me never getting a Metal Gear tattoo.
If you think it is, that's not going to matter for you.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
I get asked about this by people that don't even know who I am.
It mattered when I was 18. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't matter now, but like that awkward moment happened so many times.
What?
Not so many
can
times.
You explain,
I'm not like
explain
that.
the plot of MGS3 in as fast as possible, please. No, I mean I'm joking.
No.
No, I can't.
You're like, I don't know. You just be like, it's a doodle. All right, let's keep it moving. I mean, I now have a Solid Snake on my forearm, but I haven't posted it because well, the finished one, because I need him to finish up some line work, so I've been holding off on that. But
Yeah, that shit is sick.
I did have one person say, "Is that Solid Snake?" And I was like, "Yes. Yes, it is." So I guess that's good there.
I actually fucking love your tattoo. It's my
Yeah,
favorite
it's
Metal Gear
sick.
tattoo. It's so good.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's
Without
so
a
many
doubt.
good ones. I mean, I love my guy, but he's got to finish the like corner. It's kind of looking a little cray cray, but yeah, when it's done, I can't wait to post it. I'm excited. I love it. It's supposed to be me and my brother, me and my bro playing Metal Gear Solid 2, which is his favorite because it was his first, so it makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good times. He's like, how old was he? Jesus. 2 or something when that came out.
Jeez,
Yeah, so I'm like, he didn't have a choice.
that's a heavy game for a 2-year-old.
I mean, I don't think he was playing it. He's probably watching me, and he had an unplugged controller sitting next to me.
Oh my
Raiden.
god, I did the same shit with my cousin with Resident Evil 4 when I played that back on the GameCube. And now that
was
kid
he
is
like,
like,
what am I doing?
yeah, like eventually he got cognizant enough to like figure out that the controller wasn't plugged in. That was the day. But it's so crazy because now it's like he's playing that shit on Steam, a remake.
Oh my god. Right?
And I feel so old. Sorry, I didn't mean to like jump in there, but I'm
No,
glad that's a shared experience.
No, please talk more. I talked way too much already. But yeah, I have a picture. It's like I actually wanted to get that tattooed, but like the TV was in the wrong spot and it was a whole thing, so I just kind of went with I had this piece commission. But it's me, my dad playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and my brother's got like a Sega Genesis controller. It's like not even the right like time period, but it was super fun.
Dude, I can't believe that would be such a good tattoo because it'd be such a dedication to the composer
Oh yeah.
of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the one and only Tommy Tallarico.
Tommy Tallarico?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mark the bingo board.
There's a whole clothing line I just came across, and they have it's like, I'm listening to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack. I have to find it. I'll find it and send it to you.
Oh, I thought you meant like a whole Tommy Tallarico clothing line. I got
God.
excited there for a sec.
Not to change the subject, but if we're gonna do a Kojima Frequency panel at MGSCon, we've got to hand out the bingo boards.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have the pens. What do they win?
Shout out Berserk Brandy for making that bingo card because it's spot on. She got us down to a T, and it was like fuck. Like when you're put on a bingo card, it makes you go, all right, I need to stop doing that so much.
Or do
cut
it
this out.
5 times more.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about Resident Evil. Hurry, quick. Talk about Resident Evil.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
We already did a little bit, but yeah, well, we do have that on our notes. How about that Resident Evil 4 remake, y'all? I gotta wait till the end of fucking April to play it on PS4, but are y'all enjoying it?
You could have got a PS5 instead of a C2.
Well, yeah.
I was expecting you to hit back, man. Damn.
Ain't got no games.
You could like flex out your new machine.
Yeah.
Get on PC.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've got GameFly, so it feels like I'm just like pumping money into this thing that I like never use hardly. So that RE4 is one of the games that's on my queue that will eventually get here. So it's fine.
It's fun.
Right now. Yeah. I had like Metroid Prime remake sent to me recently, so I've been playing through that some. So.
Well, that's awesome. I haven't even I bought the last Capcom sale they had. I bought the RE4 for the PS5, even though I have it on the Wii U? No, the Wii. The Wii. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I have it on the Wii. But I was like, do I really want to like plug the Wii in and do all that? So I just finally bought it. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this for sure before like the remake comes out. And boom, the remake's out. I haven't played that again. I don't even think I finished it. I think I got to like the castle and I gave up. I just remember getting my head chopped off continuously in RE4. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I played the demo of 4 remake and I was like, all right, This seems like it'll be a good time. Couldn't figure out the parry system yet, but I don't know. That's just me not being used to it yet.
I think I pretty much got it by like chapter 4-ish. The tells get pretty more obvious
Yeah.
within like an hour, I would say.
I think like the demo was just too quick of a time for me to get that timing down. I was like, I'll try it. Oh no, damn it! Like, so
And, I mean,
then
the
I was
game.
just like, all right, I'll just shoot all these fuckers and kick them. Like, fuck parrying. Yeah.
The game really does encourage you to start learning how to do it too. Once you get your head around it,
I was gonna say they'll throw skill checks at you about it, and then by then you get pretty acclimated. It's great.
Normally I have pretty good like reflex timing on parrying and blocking and stuff, but yeah, just in that demo I was just kind of like, all right, that didn't work.
Oh man,
I am having such an interesting time with that game.
I know. I like for a little bit of background here. Like me and Nitro have been talking about it on chat, and Nitro generally says, "Oh, like this. I don't like this Resident Evil because it has this sort of like actiony element, like this corny element." And now, like we're talking about, like maybe the corny element is kind of missed, but at the same time, like it. Maybe I'm misreading you. Go ahead, Nitro. Sorry.
Okay, it's so weird because like
I don't want to
misheard it short.
And I don't like. Yeah, you say how you feel about it, and then I'll say how I feel.
Deal. I am not a fan of the original Resident Evil 4. I think it's a good game. I just think it's a bad Resident Evil. It sort of took away everything I liked about Resident Evil, which was the pacing of the game, the focus on puzzle solving, the more resource management. You really had to plan things out a lot more, whereas RE4 is more it's less about thinking ahead and planning, and it's more about crisis management in a lot of ways.
Crisis,
because it's the fear is in the panic rather than the anticipation, which is what old RE did, and those are the games I really liked. So when 4 came along and sort of wiped the slate clean, I wasn't too happy about it. And then like 5 and 6 just sort of kept going with it and kept leaning harder into action. But like 4 was the game that just sort of took away my Resident Evil, and so I've just sort of held a grudge. But it is a fun game. It's a great action game. I enjoy it a lot. I just don't like it as a Resident Evil. So the remake is strangely leaning into those things a bit more than the original did. And I mean, if you've ever heard me talk about remakes, I'm not a big fan of them, but it's weird because in some ways I'm enjoying this a lot more than I enjoyed the original Resident Evil 4. But in other ways, because they've taken out things like the QTEs, which I hate QTEs, so I realize what I'm saying here, it feels like something's missing. Like there's just that variety that the QTEs, as bad as they were, added to it, that now the game just feels like it's missing something. And so I'm like of two minds where I'm really not sure what to think about it, but overall I'm having a good time.
I feel like I'm a little bit different here. Like I feel like they're trying their very best to kind of retain that core element of what made everybody love RE4. Like for example, like the I can't pronounce any of their names. Del Legado fight. It was, in its own way, it's a brand new fight, but it still kind of kept the spirit of that panic fighting that giant fish. I liked the sunset setting instead of like the gloomy brown. I'm trying to think. Fair warning, I've only gotten up to the very beginning of the island. So I've been streaming, so I've been trying to like keep up with streaming and playing it. Also we're crossing out the bingo where I talk for like over a minute.
Not even.
But yeah, no, I've been personally really enjoying it. I like both games. I'm kind of leaning towards this one more just because I love the remake characterizations of a lot of the characters so far. Especially I love Luis, and new Ashley is like a real person now. Like I even don't dislike old Ashley, but new Ashley is a lot of fun. I like her and Leon's budding relationship, and I mean, everybody knows how much me and Apache play RE2, So
Mhm.
I still feel that like even though it's structured completely different than RE2, both like design wise and like pacing wise and narrative wise, there's certain gameplay elements that they retain there that I can still kind of I may not have noticed it, but my brain did.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how it compares to 2 and 3 remakes.
You can tell it's the A team. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
It's leaps and bounds beyond 3, which was just a mess.
2-head A team, 3-head B team. We're back at 4 on A team. All right.
I
That
swear
works
to God,
out.
if they
Good,
put the B
good.
team on Code Veronica, I swear.
No!
They I know enough from this game because people spoiled me, but I know enough to know that they absolutely should probably do a Code Veronica remake if they want to even dare proceed with the rest of the series in terms of remakes. Like,
Do it.
just do it.
We're already here. Let's just do it, and then I'm sure
Yeah,
they'll
why
do 5
not?
and 6.
I know a lot of people were calling for it before 4. I know a lot of fans were like, "No, do Code Veronica first."
If they do 5 first, I'm going to be so sad.
Let the B team do 5 because I don't give a shit about that game.
Yeah, then come back for Code Veronica.
Poor Neo Bards. They're never gonna live that down.
God. I mean, you're right though that the corniness is sort of adjusted in this one. They've kept some of that with like Leon
Yes, I love
Quipping.
Leon.
and being ridiculous with some of his let's say dodges that he performs.
Or it's like I could just duck to avoid these 2 chainsaws. Leon's
Backflip.
Xfinity.
I didn't want to
backflip.
spoil it, but like, holy shit, what was he doing?
Well, because they could have just, like, if he would have ducked, they could have just moved the
He could have,
chainsaws
like-
downward and still gotten hit. But he said, I'm getting the fuck laterally out of here. Like
He could have like stepped back a half a foot.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
oh my
backflip.
gosh. But it's like you can tell they're sort of trying, like you said, Days, you hit the nail on the head. They're like trying to retain that while sort of marrying it to the more realistic tone of the remakes.
And can I ask you, Nitrate, as you've been playing, have there been moments where you have said something, and this has happened to me a few times on stream, you have said something, and then Leon said the exact same thing you did, but cornier.
Yep.
Yep. That's happened to me
love
like
that.
a handful of times, and it's so good.
I'm having fun, and if we're going by the Red Letter Media benchmark of is it making me miserable? No, it's not.
Yeah, I saw there's a pancake line in there from Maddie, and I was like, "Oh, I want to play."
Did you see Wes's video?
Oh my god!
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
I laughed so hard I probably burst a blood vessel.
And that's what's great to know is the mod scene is immediately on this game. We've already got fucking Raiden in this game just wandering
And
around.
he kind of weirdly fits too.
Yeah.
The Leon tramp stamp mod came
Oh
back.
god, yeah.
Well, I remember the 3 one where it was oh my god, I'm gonna say Tyrant. What the hell is this? Nemesis, and he was wearing Jill's outfit.
I mean, I saw the one of him in a Speedo.
Oh my god, there's one where he's got like her I died. I freaking was yeah, and then the Leon. Oh, there's so many good ones. Oh my god. People are so talented.
We need this in Metal Gear.
That's another thing about it is like the level of detail they put in the gameplay. It's almost on like the stupid Ice Cube's trick level of technology. Like the trick about like shooting the bell.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
was crazy.
really hard shot, and you can do it and totally skip. And there are other places where if you get the right angle and the right shot, you can shoot a lock and like sequence break a puzzle or bring a rocket launcher and just totally bypass the whole section because you can blow up a rock with a rocket launcher instead of a dynamite.
I do like that a lot.
Like,
yeah.
How do
I
people
feel like
figure this stuff out?
Shit,
That's an Apache question.
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, honestly, you could just sit at a panel and like all of us would be like, you're basically like miracle work. Like I don't like it's still so amazing to me, the stuff that like how does somebody
I definitely want to do one.
yeah, how does somebody figure that out, you know?
I'm 100% down to do a panel. There's another speedrunner called Vermilion, the guy I raced at GDQ.
Oh,
and
right.
he had heard about the convention like not through me, but he just heard about it. And he was saying, oh, everyone was saying I should do a panel. I was like, let's do one. It'll be fun.
That'd be super fun. Would love that.
But yeah, I said to him, you live in LA, right? And he goes, no, I live in San Jose. I'm like, same thing, bro. Like, if you live in San Jose, you live in LA. Sorry, it's same thing.
Isn't it like 6 hours away or something?
Exactly.
This is a
That's
big
nothing.
country. This is a very big country.
I mean, yeah, what California's like population is how many all the states together. It's crazy.
I'm looking again at the map here, and I see you've got like the gaming and the music areas, and I was just wondering, could you elaborate a bit more on like what's going to be there?
Yeah, I mean that is still well, obviously Fingers will be there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have his little area over there. I have to talk logistics still with the hotel as to how many TVs I can put over there. I don't know if she cares or not, but I know that I own every console, so I can bring every console. And I know people have said that they would love to do like MGO stuff, but I don't know with the feasibility.
Yeah.
Like you would need a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I mean,
16.
yeah, that would be like a whole thing. But at least like, we could do speedrunning stuff. We could do it depends on like I said, I have to talk to the hotel lady and kind of get a feel for her because she might be like, no. I've clearly talked to her.
Do you know anybody with an MSX that you could bring and possibly hook up?
I do not have that. I do not know, but I'm sure somebody in the community knows.
Because if you could get that, that would be really cool for people to check out. Now, obviously, you'd have to keep a close eye on it because with something that old, it's going to be a little more fragile than like a PS3 or 4. But having the ability to play the original games on the original hardware, that would be a neat thing to have at the convention.
Yeah, that would be super awesome. Like I've reached out to some I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I told this on a stream or something. I don't know, my days are blurring. Days are blurring. You ever heard that before? But about getting some like an not an art installation, but kind of like a mini museum type of vibe with artwork. Or I know Metal Gear D is gonna kill me if there's not a Metal Gear D representation there. And so I would want to have like security kind of in that specific area.
Yeah.
Keeping watch on the things that are, important and stuff. I mean, I was trying to get my hands on one of those giant snake statues and stuff. Like I want this to not just be like a room that's empty and it's just obviously it's not gonna be empty. It's gonna have awesome artists and lots of fun stuff to do. But I also think it'd be really cool to be able to see some stuff because that's what I always really liked about E3. Where all those cases of just really fun stuff to look at. And I think it'd be really cool to have the same thing. But to be able to play it would be like on a whole nother level. So I should for sure reach out to the community and see who's got something.
Yeah, I think if the community, has shown anything, it's like, when they're asked to kind of show up and provide something or, like they'll come through, like or someone will, it's like someone's got something like that. So
yeah. That didn't even occur to me. That's like such a good idea.
yeah.
I love that. And then I would quit after 20 minutes because I would just die and die and die.
How's your MSX speed run, Apache?
Oh, I've never run the 2D games.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Ghost Battle, but I've never run it. I'm a 3D trilogy player.
Gotcha.
But don't you hold the world record on the first level?
I am taking a break from MGS3 running, and then it's like shit. I'm probably someone's gonna expect me to run it at MGSCon. Like I've got a feeling.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to you're supposed to show up in a tuxedo?
Yeah, they'll be coming with me.
Plus, didn't we have that thing we had talked about?
You guys gonna show up like Reservoir Dogs?
Yes. We're gonna show up. Believe that.
We're gonna do something.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll do something for sure.
Awesome.
Well, Amanda, thanks so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. If you wanted to plug your socials and where people can find out more about MGSCon, you can go ahead with that if you want.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, thank you guys for having me. I don't know. I feel like I hopefully didn't just give a bunch of non-answers for the last hour and a half, but um
No, you
just
answered what you could. Like like we said,
yeah.
like stuff's kind of in the air right now, like on certain details. But like this event is happening, so it's
Yeah.
it's getting real.
It's so
It's getting
nice to
real.
have you. Like we've been like, can we get Amanda on?
No, I feel like so excited.
Can we get Amanda on? Like, so I'm finally glad that we hit the Patreon or hit the Kickstarter and we could get you on. So
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just at MGSCon and MGSCon.com. And if you like stupid YouTube videos, I make those once in a great while. So that's just MGSCon. That's all that's important. I don't want like people were like joking with me, like Commandante. I'm like, please don't. Please, I don't want that shit. I don't want the attention. I'm just making it happen because I don't know. No one else would. So I'm happy to.
You are allowed to take a victory lap, though.
I mean, it felt pretty good, but I mean, like I said, it ain't just me. So I gave myself a quick, like, the snake jumping up with his hand in the air.
Yeah.
And then I was like, thank you, everyone else.
yeah,
That was awesome. We
yeah.
did it so far. I mean, it's happening. So yeah. And it's it's not even been a week since it stopped. So I feel like, or since we hit funded. So lots of fun stuff coming.
Yep.
I'm
We got a
excited.
few months to get everything squared away and looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. I mean, if there was ever a convention for me, one to DJ at and two to attend, like this is it,
Yeah, we got to find some way for you to get away from your DJ stuff too, though. I want you to experience everything. I'm like, everyone, like the artist alley, everyone's gonna have to like take shifts or something because I want everyone to like be able to do everything.
I think what would work better is like to just like condense my stuff down to like an hour performance, and then like throughout the con we can just be pumping through like regular tracks that what I mean, like just
Totally.
like the
Totally.
soundtrack or whatever.
Yeah.
So that way I can kind of be off, and then like for that hour I'll just go hard DJing and just cycle through all my fucking Metal Gear remixes that I've made over the years.
Totally.
And that's I think I'll do like the Snatcher and Police Not shit too. Like that's just throw it all in. So I've got a plan for it. It should be pretty cool.
For sure. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm not expecting you to be stuck over there. I didn't know if you were gonna be comfortable leaving your stuff over there, but if we put security or something,
Yeah, we'll set stuff up and plug stuff into the speakers and be all set.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again so much for coming on and talking to us about it and letting people know more about this. And if you are interested in MGSCon, definitely keep an eye out for the ticket sales sites. If you missed the Kickstarter, that'll be around soon.
No, thank you so much.
And congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
pretty
Congratulations to everyone. Oh, I'm pretty good. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. It's been awesome. I'm still in awe. I think I'm still pinching myself. So
You made it happen. You made the impossible happen. There you go.
Did it.
we did it.
We managed to avoid drowning.
Good job.
Cool.